6 months, exclusive breastfeeding is recommended. Don't even give water. Don't even give anything. Just breast milk. It is enough. It is have enough immunization. It is the nutrition. Everything is balanced. So that's why you find children will get colic or something, because some mothers will think my child is not getting full. So you want to add cow milk. Cow milk, that milk cannot be digested by that baby because the digestive system has not yet grown well. Or even this formula milk that we give our children. Sometimes even the people will mix that milk for you or for the child might not do the right way. So to avoid all this, and also formula milk is very expensive. Breast milk is for free. And I'm telling young girls, breastfeeding is fashionable. Don't be told that your breast will fall. Whether you breastfeed or not, they'll still fall. These are natural occurrences that come in. And once you're done with the issue of breastfeeding and bring up your children, nowadays you can still go back and there's something you can do. You can go back and you can, people are doing a makeover. So being a mother is very, 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 very important. And especially taking care of that small child. Giving that breast milk, you have changed the life of that child. And so that's why I came up with this bill. It has gotten a lot of support. And I'm hoping when you go for that reading, the amendments are not really major amendments. It's just a matter of maybe some adding a month or something. We didn't do the complexity. Because some countries, actually, they say you can go for 3 months maternity leave, and you can go for other 3 months on half pay, so that you can have 6 months exclusive breastfeeding. So we didn't really want to push it further. But I know with time, we can actually achieve it. Here in Parliament, we have very many young girls who are employed. So apart from that, a small, mother's room that is on the other side of the road, even this house, I'm hoping by the time we pass that bill, the Speaker in the Parliamentary Service Commission will manage to give us one of the rooms near here. You see, around here, around where we have the small dining, actually the small dining area, that one can be a very nice lactating room, so that I can be going on with my motion, I can rush out and breastfeed and come back. And some parliaments, like I think it's Austria, we have seen UK, both houses, they have allowed even mothers to come in with their small babies. So you can walk in if you wish. It's not mandatory. You can walk in with your child. You can listen into a motion, or you can contribute. We have seen members of parliament contributing when they are holding their babies. So it is very important because I think one of the members, Honorable Zuleka, attempted one day to come with a baby here in Parliament, and it was a lot of drama saying there's a stranger in the house. So we are growing, we are learning, but we want to say let us allow our children, and especially the young ones, to breastfeed exclusively for 6 months. If you're able to breastfeed for 2 years, some even breastfeed even for 4 or 5. It is okay.
And what does a typical lactation room look like?
It's simple. A room like where we are, it has to be spacious a bit and then airy so that the mother is also comfortable. I normally say when you want to milk a cow, you normally first make it comfortable. So you'll have some warm water and then you will feed it a little bit. So if a mother can be able to nibble something, as they need to be relaxed. Because you can imagine if you're in a toilet, it is messy, it is smelling, you cannot even manage, So it's just clean with a table and comfortable chairs. Preferably if they will get the chairs where a mother can be able to relax and sit down. And then there's a table and then a small fridge so that if I'm able to express my milk, I can store my milk there and carry it when I'm done with work. Basics.
Okay.
There's nothing more. Now, that's why I say, but if you go to a place like Safaricom, theirs is on another level. It is really big, and they even have nannies who can take care of those children. Okay. We are not going that extra, but for the companies that feel they want to appreciate the young ladies who work so hard for this nation, who work so hard for their companies, and they wouldn't want to be uncomfortable, because let me tell you, the most uncomfortable thing for a mother is when your breasts are full and they start leaking, and you cannot be able to go breastfeed, you are not able to pump, so they start staining your dress. Productivity goes down. And with this bill, if it passes, it actually also saves the Ministry of Health a lot of money, because a lot of children, because of poor immunization, and they attract diseases more. But a child that has fully been breastfed, exclusive for 6 months, it is rare for that child actually to get sick. So a lot of expenses that we get taking children to hospital and government expenditure, it will go down when this bill is passed. Allow the mothers allow them to enjoy their motherhood. And that is also a time that the connection or the bond between the mother and the child comes in. So for the girls who want to say, sina maziwa haiko mingi, so I want to add the bottle, do not add the bottle before 6 months. And that is the connection between you and your child. And as long as you continue breastfeeding, this breast will produce milk. So it's the same. We have cows that are jerseys, others are different. No, the milk, the way it comes is different. But if you continue breastfeeding, you have enough for your child to feed.
Okay, so
Yes.
how affordable the cost of establishing?
Negligible, because most of this, even building, all these buildings have rooms. So let's start from there. We are not creating new rooms. Now the markets that are there, already the markets that we have, the lactation rooms are there. So it's just adding an extra seat. You can even decide if you have offices, you can even start by borrowing seats from different offices. But if you want to go further, have a crib where a child can breastfeed, karasikia kulala, kalale. It is not expensive. It all depends with how one want it to look like, but it's not really expensive. So it depends with how the company wants it to be, but bare minimum. Have comfortable seats, have a table, have a small fridge.
Okay.
Yes.
Employers have different number of employees. Is there a number of employees that if you have, then you have to establish or?
It's not even about employees, it's about a building. What we have said is a building that has more than 30 persons. A
Okay,
building
okay,
that
okay,
has
yeah,
more
yeah,
than
yeah.
30 persons. So we are not saying like every company must have their own lactating room. No. So if, for instance, and let me give you an example, if you're in KICC, we have many offices. So you're all saying KICC provide us a lactating mother's room so that everybody in the office knows, or who has rented an office there knows, if I have a small baby, there's a place I can go and breastfeed or change the diaper or attend to my child there.
Why do we currently have very few of these lactation rooms in the country? We have maybe less than
I think
100 in a row.
I would say maybe it's lack of information or lack of interest. There are companies that actually, if a girl went to, for an interview when she's pregnant, she was not given a job. There are even banks today, when you get pregnant, you have signed your certificate of going home. By the time you go for maternity, you come back, you find you have been replaced. So companies really have not been friendly, and employers have not been friendly with the young girls working. And number two, for instance, this parliament, the women who used to be nominated or come here before were older women. So they already past the age of giving birth. So even I think we are the first ones that we came in and we could walk in, we were pregnant. It was almost a taboo for an MP to be seen pregnant, you know. So things are changing. And for us even to follow the world trends, I think Kenya must be at the same level with other nations. And we already a developed country. We are saying we are developing, yes, but we are there. We are there. Yeah.
Don't you think there is a risk of missing productivity targets for mothers who may come to work with children?
It is actually the opposite. If I'm seated here and I'm not so sure the house girl how I left, whether I'll find my child safe at home, I will not be productive. I'll be very uncomfortable. But if I'm here and I know my child, I have 20 minutes, I've gone and looked at my child, I've breastfed and I've come back, my productivity level will be 102%, you know. But if I am seated here, my milk is coming out. My employer has told me you cannot leave before 5. You have to wait up to 5. So what we are saying, also give these mothers, in those first 6 months, flexibility of working hours. Let them come after 9 and maybe leave by 3. It is comfortable. So those that they can be able to be productive. And the few hours they are going to be there. No, it's not about the number of hours I've sat on this table. But what was I doing when I was sitting? Because I can sit here and just look at this book and I stay here for 5 hours. But I can stay for an hour and do work that is worth 1 week.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the issue of privacy? Given mothers may have to share the rooms and the equipment in the lactation.
I think if you have been in a boarding room, girls have no problem sharing. The problem is when you have to go and remove your boob in a matatu and everybody is looking at you. Or when you're in a hotel. We have seen hotels here in town chasing away mothers who are breastfeeding. Unamwambia wewe mama toka unakuja kuonyesha watu matiti hapa. Na you know, because you don't have any other place you can go. So instead of being under a tree somewhere, that mama mboga, that she has to go and look for a tree, you don't know what can fall to that child for you to change the diaper or to breastfeed. That shared room with the mothers. And mothers don't give birth all of them together. It's not like it's class 1, 2, 3. In an organization, we find only one person or two who are pregnant or who have babies. So, and even in the public places, when we have good space, it is safer when you are with your fellow mothers, but instead of you being exposed there in hotels or in public places.
Okay, you mentioned about open places having this kind of. So how far is it, or is it in the market? You said Mama
All the
Mboga
markets, all the markets now, all the model markets that are being done by the Ministry of Housing, all of them, they have lactating room. I've gone to almost more than 20. When we were going around the country, I was in Chuka. We have one in Kangari, which is my area. All markets that are being done now, part of the specs, I think the contractors have been given, you must have a lactating room. So it is a developing story, and it's good. Because as I've said, this journey I started it 10 years ago. And maybe that's why yesterday I was a bit agitated when my bill was being jabbed to a funny motion to be moved, because I was feeling we are almost getting late. We are almost getting late. We need to get there. We need to make this a reality.
Okay.
And by the way, it has a lot of support. And I think mothers are very happy.
Let's introduce a policy on mandatory use of public health care. My question is, why do these officers they shy away from using the
That
public
question you should
hospitals?
ask Osoro, because he's the one who shouted loudest the knee. You should ask him why. Because in the 70s, and if you will interact with somebody like Dr. Nyikar, who was a PS those days, who has been a medical director, even the president, the first president of Kenya, used to go to hospital in Kenyatta Hospital. Presidents of East Africa, they used to come to be attended in hospital at Kenyatta National Hospital. But what we did is that we commercialized our healthcare. The same doctors we have employed in Kenyatta are the ones who are running private facilities, are the ones who treat us in private hospitals. So that is why you'll go to Kenyatta, you want to go and do maybe dialysis, or you want to go and do chemo, you're told you can only come after 3 months. Our oncology is busy. They're not busy. They are running their own private facility. And you'll be told, but now, because you'll wait for 3 months, there's another hospital you can go, you're given a paper, this one, you'll get your chemo now. And you're told how urgent it is. And you can imagine we have told somebody they have cancer, how desperate they are. So we have been taking advantage of our patients. And that is why even those cartels in the health sector used some of the members yesterday to say no. And unfortunately, also, when I was just walking in and I was waiting for the questions time to number 7 to be finished so that Order number 8 can be called, my order was called earlier. There was some urgency because I was seeing I was not in the house to get to order number 8, and then they go back to order number 7 so that they can say nay. Shame on them. I am one disappointed person. The amount of money we are spending on insurance, and I only just want to take, and I was saying, If you can afford your private medical care, you can go to a private hospital. No one is asking you. But the money we are using here, we have a lot of staff members. We have our members of parliament. Even take parliament by itself. If that money, when I get sick, I am going to Kenyatta, I'm going to KU referral.